Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be here with you today for Pink and Main. I pre-apologize now. My voice is very hoarse. I'm dealing with some serious allergies this week. It was pretty much gone over the weekend, so we're still doing better than that. Um, yeah, tonight we are going to talk about white toner sheets as well as white foil. We did have some questions in the chat from last week and then over the weekend, asking about how white foil works, how white toner sheets work, or the new gray toner sheets. Um, so I thought we would figure that out. We'll play with all of that. We'll swap and we'll look at the way they foil on their own, the way they foil on a reverse image or negative image. We're just going to tackle it all. So, really quickly, let's go through and say hey to everybody. So I do see that Lisa was here early. She probably had to dip. She said she had to leave. I do know that she got her giveaway envelope in the mail, though. She emailed me to let me know. I see Gloria's here, Virginia, Maria's here, Elizabeth's here, Kathleen, Kim, Carmen. We're so glad to have you back, Carmen. Donna's here, Lori, Kendra. So good to see everybody. Thank you guys so much. Mary's here, Sue's checking in. So I do have three more winners to announce for our giveaway. And I put the giveaway link, the form for the link is, sorry, the link for the form is in the description here. So I do want to show you guys, in case you haven't seen it yet, I am hosting a giveaway with some leftover goodies that I'm sending out that we had. Sorry, I'm sending out envelopes filled with leftover goodies from the Simon Says Create event that I went to representing Pink and Main, and we had a lot of product left over, and I want to share it with you guys. So you can fill out the form with your information. If anyone comments to you on YouTube or Facebook telling you you want and asking for you to click a link or go anywhere, that's not me. That'll never happen. So you fill out a Google form. I reach out to you via email to confirm your address. You have a week from when I email you to email me back and say you're still interested. And then I send you some stuff in the mail. So what you're going to get is, for now at least, through next Tuesday, a packet of confetti, two of our little cut ups. They might be different kinds, but there'll be two in there. Two different kinds of foil. Again, they might not be these colors, but there will be two kinds. A floral foilable sheet, and then four toner gradient sheets. I have all different colors. You might get a double, you might not. And then a card base, a side folding A2 card base. So all of that will come to you in an envelope in the mail, and you can enter in for a chance to win one of those. I'm picking three winners every live. And tonight's winners are Kimberly K, Phyllis N, and Sherry Y. So thank you guys so much. I will be emailing you tonight. You confirm back your addresses with me, and I will get those in the mail to you tomorrow. We're going at least to pool for next or for this Thursday and then next Tuesday as well. We'll figure out what we're doing after that. But there's at least six more chances to win. Let's see. I also see Barbara's here, Christina's here, Raquel's checking in. Raquel's the person who left the message asking about white toner sheets. So Raquel, I saw you and I have them here and we're going to play with them tonight. So thank you for your question. I do see popped in just now. Christina, Sharon's here, Melissa's here. So perfect. I think it looks like we got a pretty good crew going. So let me go ahead and switch us over. So this is what we're working with tonight. Okay, we're going to use this rainbow star foil. In here, I have my white solid foil. We're going to play with those. And then I have our white toner sheets. Okay, we have some colorful toner sheets, and the toner sheets are how we're going to use our reverse images. And then I grabbed the big butterflies, and last minute I also grabbed the pretty wings butterflies. But I think for the most part, what I want to show you, we're going to do on the big butterflies. I think they fit the vibe more of what we want to do. So we're going to have two of those to start. We're going to do, we're basically going to get 4 panels when we're done, but we're going to do two, two panels are going to be um, like using the white toner sheet with the colorful foil. And then the other one is going to be white foil with a colorful background. So you want to make sure that you have something with color or like a dark or bold color, and then something that is white, right? So they can't both be white or nothing will show up. And if they're both colors, you won't get that nice contrast. Elizabeth is asking for the form. There should be a link for the form in the description in YouTube. So if you go under the YouTube video, there should be like a drop down next to where this is like posted. And in that description, there should be a thing that says enter Caitlin's giveaway here. And there should be a link to a Google form. So check that out. Let me know if you can't find it, and I can leave it in the comments for you afterwards if that's easier. Um, Melissa said she had a great Copic class. That's awesome. Yeah, so let me get this mink plugged in. We're going to be using our pink mink, our Pink and Main mink, to do all of this. And the process is going to be pretty much the same for both of them, right? Like technically speaking. So we want our turn her on from the back, and then we want to set this to a 3. It'll blink red until she's done, and then the light will turn green, and we'll get a beep to let us know that it's ready. I grabbed this because I was going to show you the positive and the negative, like the reverse image with the white that we used last week. But now I think I moved that card anyway. So that's not very helpful, is it? This is like a strip of it. So with this one, we had the red, there we go. We had the red foil stuck to black toner that just left the design out in the white space. And then when we took the reverse image of that, we added it to white toner, and that gave us this one. So we got the reverse image. So one has the red background and one has the red stars. So we're going to do something similar like that with our butterfly. So let's go ahead and prep all of our stuff. I really want to use this rainbow starry rainbow foil. Everything I'm using is linked in the description for you as well. I do use affiliate links. So if you shop through those links, just so you know, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do get a little kickback. I do make a small percentage from your sale. Also, no pressure. Our foilable panels are always trimmed down a little bit. They're always a little bit smaller than 4¼ by 5½. So I'm gonna go just under 4½, and that should give me plenty of wiggle room. You know what? We'll cut our white foil while we're at it. Oh, Misty's checking in. Perfect. Elizabeth, I will leave it in the comments for you. No problem. I'll go back. It'll say from me, it'll say from Caitlin Annalie Cards, but I can put it right under, like right in the comments, and I'll try to tag you. Or if someone very lovingly would like to grab it out of the description, you could pop it in the comments in the chat now as well. Just gonna throw that out there as an option. I guess I have 2 white. foils. The white foil is interesting. I will tell you this because because it is not completely opaque. You still see a little bit through it. It's easier to use than the see-through, like completely clear foil that we tried to use one time because it has a shiny side and a matte side. So it's easy to see the difference of what side you're supposed to be using. Hey, Connie, thanks for checking in. Let's see, put this in the middle. Oh, Carmen, I am so sorry about your mom, but I'm glad that you're gonna be able to go celebrate her. And I hope that that brings you some peace. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, our mini mink turned green. And what I want to do is grab my fluffy brush. Pink and Mane is going to finally add our the really nice cute brushes that we used at Create, Simon Says Create, to the website. So just so you know, keep an eye out. Those are coming. I plan on ordering one. But I'm going to use this soft brush to just dust off my foilable. This is better than using a microfiber because if there is anything weird on your microfiber towel, which we all know mine is covered in dirt, and glitter and dog hair and everything else, it will kind of smush it into your foilable, thus defeating the purpose of dusting it off. If you have a perfectly clean microfiber towel, then you don't have to worry about that. But let's be realistic. My fiber towels will never be clean. So, all right, in my carrier sheet, I have my butterfly foilable facing pretty side up. I'm gonna lay my dusted off toner or foil sheet on top of that, also pretty side up. I can kind of flip them and make sure that everything is lined up the way that I want. And then we can flip it back. Yeah, this is right. Sorry, I have plans for the white foil that we're going to be using. So yeah, sorry, I should have done a close up. This is our starry rainbow foil. So it has all those little holographic stars and it's also a rainbow ombre. So I agree with you, Missy. I love it too. All right. Um, oh, see, lots of people are saying they put it in and I can't see it, but maybe you guys can. Worst case, I'll still go put it in the regular comments, like the permanent comments under the video. So don't stress. I'll make sure it gets there too. Sorry, guys. You know, anytime I have a cold or allergies or cough or anything, that nothing sets off my coughing fits like going live. All right, while this cools down, we're going to prep our white foil butterfly. So when I say that this isn't opaque, you can see that black outline through this, right? And if we just foil this the way that it is, you would get that very soft kind of black gray outline. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm back. So as I was saying, you would see that super faint gray butterfly, but it wouldn't give us much, right? So what I want to do to make sure that my white pops against this background is we're going to ink blend this panel. And I think for top contrast sake, we're going to go with Barbershop You know what? I can see if I can paste it in the comments. Let's see. I don't know if it'll work, but I can certainly try. Link, shorten, copy. All right. I just put it in the comments too. We'll see if that one sticks. It might be like a setting that we have turned on where you can't um, comment links. I don't know, spammy or something. All right, we're gonna go in with a brush. And I'm gonna put down a piece of my printer paper and I'm gonna just tear a little bit off to use to guard my fingers from touching all over this whole panel. So I'm gonna go in with the Barber Shop and my blue brush, and we are going to very generously ink blend this panel. To be fair, I should probably tell you that I haven't actually tried this with the white foil. I'm going on a hunch. So if this doesn't work, we're going to find out together. But I think it's going to work. It's not going to create like a stark white outline because as we saw, we're still going to get some of that black outline through our white foil. The real star is going to be when we use the reverse image. But I really wanted to try this out. And you can see you can really layer this ink up. Yes, exactly, Gloria. We're going trial and error. We'll never know if we don't try and test it out. And who better to test it for you than me? If nothing else, we will learn. So I'm using this printer paper, you can see, to make sure that I'm not getting fingerprints all over my panel. And this is true for any of our foilable sheets. You can ink blend them as long as you ink blend them before you run them through your Mink. So once your foil's on, if you try to ink blend, it's just going to make a big mess. But you can definitely ink blend them up. Well, you can do ombre, you can do layers. As long as it's a dye ink, you can go in and change up that color before you put down your foil. And you can see that teeny tiny little fingerprint. So you got to be careful if you're going to be inking these up to not touch your paper as much as possible. That was before I even started. So and other thing I'm interested in seeing, we're going to let this dry for a minute, but I'm very intrigued to see if any of that ink adheres itself to the white um, foil when we run it through. I'm kind of like rubbing it. So like, yeah, you can see like a little outline of the butterfly showed up where that ink isn't attaching to the foil, but none of the other ink seems to be moving. So that's a good sign, I guess. There's only one way to know. Yeah, ink before you foil. Yeah, Elizabeth, if it's not working, don't worry about it. I promise I'll put it in the comments. All right, so we have this guy. Let's get our blue foil through. And this is what I mean. Like the back of this is so matte and this is so shiny. When we say pretty side for the white, I mean that the shiny side will be up. Okay. So we're going to line that up, put it in our carrier sheet right next to our fold or hinge. We'll let that grab on and then let that go through. And now we can do our pretty reveal on our rainbow. How beautiful is that? Oh, I love that so much. And of course, now we have our reverse image, right? The leftover part of our foil. So that's going to get used as well. I probably should have dusted off our foil. I didn't really need to dust off the panel that we ink blended, but I should have dusted off the foil. Okay, so for our rainbow, now is when we're going to use one of our white toner sheets. So this is going to look like it's just a shiny white piece of cardstock, but it is not just plain cardstock. It is actually printed with toner ink that is white. And that toner ink, when it's heated, is what acts as glue for our foil to adhere to. So I just trimmed down my panels. These can be, the panels that you get in here are 8.5 by 5. Yeah, 8.5 by 5.5. Sorry, it says 5, 5 and 5. I think that's supposed to be 5.5. So you can cut them long ways to get two or pretty close to two slim lines, or you can cut them this way and get two A2 cards. So with that toner sheet, I'm going to go in one more time with my fluffy brush. Oh, and I have some adhesive on my table from my glass mat here, and it's stuck to my foil. So we're going to have a little blotch, but at least we know going into it that it's going to be there. So make sure that your tabletop that you're working on is clean. And now we're going to put our white toner shiny side up, our foil pretty side up, and we're going to be able to run that through our ink, just like we did all the other ones. And I love this because if we used a colorful or a black toner sheet for this butterfly, it would be pretty, but it would be a lot harder to see. You lose a lot of that contrast when you're doing color on color or color on dark, where when you're using white, you get that really strong, bold contrast. And that'll be true for our positive image and our negative. So now we're going to peel our blue. And I do want to show you there's this weird hot pink little section here. So we'll see what that means once we peel. All right, so there's a couple little bits that are kind of like right there. But overall, that is a pretty cool butterfly. We could add like little rhinestone or little confettis or something to his little center body, and he would be good. No one would know. So that's our white foil on our ink blended background. Okay. So let's go over that really quick. If you're using, if you have white toner sheets, you want to use a dark or bold foil. So light paper, darker foil. The reverse for here would be if you're going to use white foil, you need darker paper for both, right? So like we made our foilable darker, and we're going to use a darker toner, bolder toner sheet. So you need one of each. You need a dark and a light between your foil and your paper. As long as you have one of each, you're going to be good. So for my colorful toner sheets, to stay in our rainbow world that I'm living in, I grabbed the Color Art toner sheets, which are these beautiful, like watercolor splattered rainbows. They're so pretty. And I think I want to do this one because I really wanted to see what would happen with our butterfly kind of shining through those colors. And I think I want something like a little mix of all of them. So I'm going to trim this. I can kind of use that outline to give me a preview of what's going to be showing through. So I'm going to trim the top and bottom of this so that I get the color variations that I'm looking for. And I already know that this, again, it might not be the most crisp, perfect foiling, but I think it's just going to be so pretty. And I think if we did like a little bit of like white splatter on the background, we could make it look very intentional. Right? Aren't these so cool so far? Oh, and we still get to peel this one. Right, so we got that beautiful panel. I will tell you that I think the white toner sheets in general give you a cleaner look. So if you like very crisp, clean edges and lines, I'd suggest the white toner. If you were only going to get one or the other, I would go toner versus foil. But I do want to show you by using the toner sheet, the reverse image, we use up all of that beautiful foil. So we're not wasting. And where my foil stuck to my table, that little bit of adhesive that I had, that's what that is. So you can ignore that. That was 100% user error. Um, but so we have these guys, okay, and then we have our blue. And this is going to cool off. We have, I mean, we're going to be done at this point in 30 minutes, and we've been going way over. So you guys let me know, is there another combination you want to see? Do you want to see something with the gray toner just to see the difference in like how it pops or not? Do you want to see the black toner? What else foil and toner related can I show you that you've been wondering about? All right, we're gonna peel our butterfly. Okay, and I'm gonna trim the edges because that's gonna help it make more sense. Or do you want to see these like made into cards? We can try to bust out a couple cards really quick. All right, Sharon's saying she'd love to see black toner sheet, and Kendra's saying she missed the gray. So let's do gray and black toner sheets. All right, so that can kind of like scrape that one little spot on his face off with my nail. There we go. So that gives you that beautiful kind of peak of watercolor, but you can also kind of see, might be hard to see on here, but in person you can kind of see the color through the white. It's a really cool kind of tie-dye look. But I just think that that's beautiful. And even if you wanted to like fussy cut it or trim them out, so pretty. So we get these guys go together and then these guys go together. Okay, and everybody would like to see cards. All right, so I'm feeling the best about these being cards, but let's do some quick gray and black toner first, and then we'll assemble a card or two. So first, let me see what I can find. Oh, you know what we haven't gotten to play with yet that would be fun? These are really pretty foilables. So let's play with those. And our gray toner. And I was blank toner. Right there. All right. So again, we have to think about contrast. So if we're going to use the gray, silver. Technically, it's silver. I keep forgetting that. It has like a hint of metallic to it. It's not really gray, it's silver. But it's you can see it's gonna lean light, right? So we're gonna think of the silver as a light toner, the same way we would white. Okay, and our black is obviously the darkest. Elizabeth, if you don't have the carrier sheet, I have used wax paper or like baking paper in the past, and it's been totally fine. So that would be my top recommendation if you don't have the carrier. So I kind of want to play with like one of these. This is from the Filigree foilable sheets, and that has the positive and reverse for all of these, which is so fun. And you know what I think we should do, because why not, is just use like the whole thing. Maybe not. That might be pushing it. We'll do one of each. I feel weird about trying to put this whole thing through my make when my little carrier sheet is only so big. Um, sorry, 4 1/4. So all of these are just getting trimmed down to 4 1/4. Oh, Kendra said, yeah, parchment paper, wax paper, and Kendra said even copy paper has worked for her. So thank you all for your suggestions. Okay, those are extra. It doesn't really matter what goes on what, does it? It probably does. Wait, this is going to leave us the white outlines. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm overthinking it. Okay, so for our foils, what foil should we want a lighter foil or brighter foil to play with on our black, and we need a darker foil to play with on our silver. Um, I mean, I have black foil, but I don't know how I feel about that. Mm, these are all ombres. Maybe this like intense green. That's really pretty. I think that'll pop. Hold on. These are the like spatial things that really throw me off. Okay, so yeah, this will be dark enough that the white outline will be good. And then we want a lighter, even darker one or bolder one for our silver. And we do have the black. Sharon said red. I am good for red because I have this new red. I don't think it's called red. I think it's called something like crimson. This guy that's like maroon. So you know what, Sharon, you win. It's gonna look like Christmas over here for a minute. All right, so we're gonna trim this guy to 4 1/4 as well. Mm, 4 1/4. Okie dokie. Okay. First things first, we must dust. Dust that guy off. Dust that guy. Okay. Carrier sheet, pretty side up, pretty side up. You can make sure everything's nice and tidy there. Cherry red, Misty says. Perfect. I knew it had a weird name. I knew it just wasn't red. Um, hey, Diane, thank you for checking in. Perfect. Okay, and I'm gonna do this one. And it has to cool, but it doesn't have to cool in that carrier sheet. So we can set that aside. You always want to make sure you're letting your foil cool down all the way before you peel. We're going to send that red one through. Oh, I didn't dust that off. You guys know it's going to be an issue for me. Yeah, dusty, dusty. Exactly. I'm only human, okay? I just get so excited about foiling and how pretty it's going to look. And then I forget. I'll let that cool down. Set this to the side just for a minute with our butterflies. This green's going to be good to go. How stinking pretty is that? Oh my gosh. That was like perfect too. There's like one little itty bitty little thing right there. But I mean, that's pretty great. So for this, we're going to go very Slytherin Harry Potter. And that's going to go on our black. And that's what that's going to look like. So the black toner is going to show through, and everything that's green on this side is going to be black now on this side. So we're going to get super light and like, this is a very elegant kind of design to me in general. But this one, this has very like frosty, light Christmas, right? And this definitely is giving me more like elegant, witchy Halloween or something with the black. All right, let's see what not dusting did to my red. Oh my gosh, I lucked out so much. That literally came out perfect. Thank you, craft gods. All right. So that is our beautiful red. And then we're going to reverse that with our silver. And once it's done, we'll show them side by side and you'll be able to see the difference of the silver versus the white. It's gonna make a difference, especially once we peel the shiny paper, like the shiny cover off of this one, and you see the metallic of the silver with the metallic of the foil. It's gonna be really good. All right, let's peel our black. Come on. Like, how good are those? This design is just beautiful. This filigree is great. So yes, this is definitely giving me Halloween. We just have that tiny little bit of foil. We used up all of our foil. So pretty. And I know I mentioned about the brushes coming. I did just get the preview pictures for the release for this month, and it is really good. I don't know if you guys saw, but the stamp and die of the month is available, and they're so cute. Little like critter ice cream cones where they're like little fat heads can be like the ice cream scoops on the top of the cone. I cannot, the second they show up at my house, we'll be coloring with those. Um, and the dyes of the month are like these crazy like fish dyes. Um, like a very, very different style of um product this month. Like the dyes are just so unique. So that is our red. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but you really can see the like soft shimmer metallic of the silver in person. And compared to the white, I feel like you can see the difference, right? Like, yeah, it might not be drastic, but you can tell that this one is not bright white. So yeah, just so fun. So that's the gray toner sheet versus the black toner sheet and the different kind of effects you can get with those. Okay, and like with the black, you can kind of get away with more, right? You can go really bright or light. With the silver, you want to make sure you're still on the darker side of bright because it's such a light color in general that you want that bolder contrast. Annette said she's checking in late. That is not a problem. You're good. We're playing with our all of these fun white toner sheets, white foil, black toner sheets, gray toner sheets, ink blending toner sheets, or foilable sheets. I just love all of these so much. Okay, I think I want to try to make some cards quickly with our rainbow butterflies. Um, I think this one I'm gonna leave. I think this one I'm gonna leave solid and like trim. This one I think I'm gonna fussy cut. Now I'm not and have never claimed to be a good fussy cutter. So um let's just whatever expectations you might have of me, let's just pick up that bar and put it right on the floor. That would be great. I'm gonna try to leave a little bit of a white edge around my butterfly. And I know you're supposed to move your paper more than your scissors, but for me, it's a team effort. Both hands are changing things up. I'm not going to go all the way down between those antennae. There's no way. If that's the kind of fussy cutter you are, I envy you. I do like that this is kind of a large enough shape that it's like, with the exception of those antennae, you really don't have to worry about anything intricate. Right, these wings are pretty smooth. Here we go. Pretty butterfly. Oh, good night, Mary. Oh, yeah, and you guys know replays are always available. They're up for forever, so you don't have to worry about missing out on anything. All right, let's take some ice rink cardstock. And this should be, yeah, 5.5. So let's go 4.25. Let's see what you are. 3, 4.25. So we're going to trim this guy down just a little bit. It's also not like perfectly level. So I'm using this little plastic bar to put the bottom of both sides of those wings evenly because I foiled this the reverse onto toner. If it wasn't straight when I lined it up, it's not going to be like level. So using those wings to kind of dictate what's going on and then we can trim using like, now we know that bottom edge is flat. So we use that up against the ruler to make sure that this side is flat, and you just kind of work your way around the circle. So let's go 4. You might end up a little smaller. I don't know, right? 5 1/4. That's going to give us like a small little, yeah, no, I think that's good. So we're going to get a nice little tiny border with that guy. What the heck am I going to do with you? I want something like bold, but I'm not sure yet. Let's work on this guy first. So we're going to go, sometimes a liquid glue doesn't lay the nicest under our toner sheets. So if I was a toner, where would I be? At the kitchen table, of course. Isn't that where you keep yours? And then this is the panel, if you will remember, that had the little smudge at the bottom of white where I had adhesive on my tabletop. That is crooked. Try that one more time. Flip you over. That's not perfect either, but it's better. I'd rather just trim a little bit off the side. Call that a day. All right, so this is the one where we had that little itty bitty spot there that's not perfect. So that's where our sentiment's going to go. That is where our sentiment belongs. What are you gonna do? We have these sentiments. You could foil our sentiments. You also have these cut ups that we could just add without even foiling, right? Like we could just, thinking of you in black and white, feels kind of like cheating, but kind of looks really pretty. I think some foam tape, and that's a day. Call it a day. Just because you can foil it doesn't mean you have to. With so much foil going on in the background, I feel like if I foiled that right now for this specific card, it would get lost. Ta-da! I think the white edge, the white mat around the edges helps to ground the white butterfly so it doesn't look like it's just kind of like, I mean, it is floating, but it gives it something to kind of anchor and tie it to. And with all this color, we have 3 points of white. We have that thin mat, we have our butterfly, and then we have our sentiment. So it kind of just wraps up everything really easily. But I think that is one card done. Now I don't know. This butterfly is the question. I definitely want it popped up and I want the wings kind of like out, but we need something, again, I want that contrast. So I want something darker. Doesn't have to be, like it would just be pretty on white. Maybe that's the challenge, is for me to just let it be white. You guys know that's not my strong suit. And maybe we stamp the sentiment in color. Or maybe we foil the sentiment for this one because it'll be on white. Where's my rainbow? That'll make me happy. Let's do the other thinking of you. Let's make this like really a pair of cards. These two go together. View. And now that I kind of put it like this, I really like it kind of again, something that I don't usually do, which is fun. It's fun to change things up. Okay. This one I'm just going to put in upside down to start with. So pretty side of foil down, pretty side of foilable down, as long as they're facing the same direction. Doesn't matter if it's up or down, as long as they're the same. And that's going to let me know that nothing's shifting. So I think this guy is going to go at a little bit of an angle, and we'll probably trim just a little bit off. So I don't want it to be like all the way off the edge. I'm still feeling this need that I'm feeling the urge to give it a matte, but I'm not sure that it needs it. I think that's just my brain fighting. Feels pretty cool. Oh my gosh. It's so good. The thinking of you and the rainbow. That. I like it so much. I just can't get it out of my head. All I want to do is give it a black matte. Black matte. I pre-apologize if it's the wrong move, but I'm gonna go in with asphalt cardstock. I just love a matte. Perfect. 5 1/4 by 4. It's probably not helping my brain that the other one has some white matte. It's probably part of it. And for my butterfly, I'm going to pop a little foam just in the center, just in the body. Like that. And that way we can kind of like push those wings up. Karen, this is the starry rainbow foil. It's linked in the description too. So we're gonna put that like that. So we get that really pretty. I don't think I can bring myself to cut this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to cut it. We would just put it in a larger um envelope. I don't want to, and you can't make me. We're also going to pop up our sentiment because at this point, why not? Yeah, see, I just think that little edge of black matte, again, just grounds it. And look, I can show you. I have some bigger envelopes. And this one's probably even too big. What are you? This is 6.5 by 4 3/4. I've got these in like bulk off Amazon. Don't worry. I have one even bigger. These are how I send my cards. So these are 5x7. And I send a card and an envelope together in another envelope. Like if I'm sending a card to someone for them to send, this is how I send them. So we can fluff it. This is a 5x7 envelope. And this guy fit right in there, completely fine. If you're worried about the edges folding at all, you can always put just a regular piece of like lightweight cardstock in there too, but that'll fit. And then when your recipient gets it, they can like refluff a little and have that beautiful foiled card. Yeah, Missy said don't cut it. Everybody's saying don't cut it. Perfect. Um, so yeah, there's our two finished cards. Well, card fronts that we would just pop onto a card base. But there's our two cards. Plus now we have all of these really fun foiled backgrounds that we can use to make more cards whenever we're ready. We can just have them in the stock ready to go. I can tell you right now, this one is going to be my husband's favorite. He loves the blue and white. I just know these things. So if I wanted to give him a butterfly card, that would be his card. So yeah, I hope this answers some of your questions about white toner sheets, black and gray toner sheets as well, black and silver, and then the white foil and what will make each of them easier to use and how they can work together or not. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. As always, please leave me any other requests, any questions you have. This whole idea was because Raquel asked about those white toner sheets. So please let me know any questions that you have. I always go back and the check the comments before I start planning the next live. As like I said, as soon as I get the stamp and die of the month, we'll work on those, but I don't have them yet. So who knows what we're going to get up to on Thursday. One more time, in case they missed this or they're watching the replay, Kimberly K, Phyllis N, and Sherry Y, you guys are this week's giveaway winners. I will email you. Heather, I'm waiting for a response from you from last Thursday to make sure that you still want yours. So go check your email. And yeah, I'll see you guys back here. I'll leave a comment in the regular comment, like permanent comment section as myself, Caitlin Annaly Cards, on this card to on this video with the link to that form if you want to enter into the giveaway, because we have at least two more chances, so 6 winners total still to come. Misty said that waterfall card. I know I have to try it on my own before we try to do it together. I know I don't usually rehearse things, but I think that one I'm gonna have to practice at least once before I try to teach you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys back here on Thursday at 8:30. And until then, guys, have a good night and happy crafting.